Welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Patricia Trim. Welcome you to another edition of Tots and Teens in Focus. Tots and Teen is a community organization that keep the youths in mind, youths of the community, and how can the community help our youths. Our youths today is the future generation for tomorrow. And as we look forward to our future generation, we have to show them and guide them in the right direction. The importance of young people is for the elderly folks because as we get older, we don't want no child pushing us down the road. We don't want no child pushing us off the train. We want our children to take care of us as we get older. So let us all look to the future and treat our children with the future blessings so that we, older folks, will be able to be treated with the blessings that we give out to our young people. Tots and Teen is an organization that keeps our children in mind and know that they are tots and teens, and tots and teens will turn elderly folks. Once again, welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus, a community program for youths of the community and how can the community help our youths. Let's give them the life that they need to grow up and become great men, leaders, presidents, our healthcare workers, our doctors, our nurses, our teachers, our welcome to Tots and Teens in Focus. I'm your host, Patricia Trim. Welcome you to another edition of Tots and Teens in Focus for youths of the community and how can a community help our youths. I'm going to read an excerpt from UNICEF, and they're saying, who are the youths of today? Generation Unlimited. Yes, they are Generation Unlimited because they keep on having more and more youths. More and more youths will come because it's a generation unlimited. We have approached several young people who understand their vision. They do. They have the inspiration. And how they look as a society. They're looking to the society to guide them, to protect them, to lead them, and show them the most prosperous way and successful way of life. They live in and made their own from each one perspective. They live, and whatever you explain to them, they take it and make it their own because that's the way they learn. That's the way they get some information. That's the way they get knowledge. As we give them our opinion, as we give them our inspiration, as we give them, share our knowledge with them, they take it and bind it together so that they can make a difference in the community and developing their life. Being young is a synonym of changes, progress, and future. Being young is a synonym of change, progress, and future because there will be changes, there will be progress for them to go forward, and the future lies before them. Being young is ultimately facing challenges and creating or recreating a space for future full development. That's it. Being young is ultimately facing challenges. Challenges will come. If you don't get challenges when you're young, you can't grow. That's the only way you get challenges because without the challenges, you can't grow. But because you have challenges, you grow. Day by day, you grow in knowledge of a better, purer, brighter way. You know, as I used to say, long time we got donkey cart. Now we got aeroplane. So those are the challenges. They make you, my youths enjoy the donkey cart ride, and that was the goal. Everybody had a donkey cart, so you used to beg for a ride. The youths of today enjoy a plane ride. They enjoy a train ride. They enjoy a car ride, which was not there so much like what is here today. It said again, it means turning problems into opportunities and solution and being the driving force of society. Sometimes when we see our young people turning problems, for example, you might be trying to unscrew a bottle. And as you get older, you can't screw it like how before, like when you're young. So that you hand it to a child and they will unscrew it. It's same thing, you hand your phone to a child, technology, they give the answer, they fix it. Likewise, you as older folks don't have the knowledge how to fix it, but the children, I don't know what they do, but they make something happen. And if you could recall, when you were young, that's the same way we deal with our elder folks. They will be calling us to do this, calling us to do that, calling us to. And today we are doing the same thing, calling our young people to guide us and lead us in the way. Today, on the International Youth Day 20, this is 2022, we celebrate their vision and their choices. We celebrate youth engagement for global action, a slogan that seeks to highlight the way young people engage in the local, national, and global levels. There's always celebration for youths because the youths, they have to grow because more youths will be coming. The youth is unlimited. They keep on coming. Babies keep on coming. They keep on growing. So we always got to prepare for the next generation. The generation today will prepare for the next generation. The generation that is now coming to prepare for the next generation. So every time there's always a next generation because the youths keep on growing and keeps on coming. Youth engagement for global action, a slogan that seems to highlight the ways young people engage at the local, national, and global levels. Every time they're celebrating young people, they always put out information for them so that they could in turn put out information for the next generation. So that is why they always have youth programs. So youth greeting youth, youth helping youths. The older youths will help the younger youths. So the younger youths, when they come up, they have younger youths too, because they will be the older youths, and then there will be the younger youths that they will have to um, take care of. It is time to see the extreme extent to what it is time to see the extent to which this affects the youngest population and to advance solution. People aged 14 to 29 years represent the largest generation in history. People 14 to 29 years represent the largest generation. The largest generation, 14 to 29, is 14 and 1428, 14 to 29 represent the largest generation in history. You know, because when you're 29 or 20, 29, 28, you are the next generation bringing up the next generation. Because some people do get pregnant at 14 and they bringing up another generation. Or we have siblings that the 40 years can bring up to the next generation. So we see from 14 to 29 is the next generation that we can help, because those are the generations that will be there to guide old people like me. They were posed with two questions to which they had shared responses. What do you think is the role of young people these days? I should ask you that. What do you think of the role of young people these days? Can you tell me what is the role of young people for these days? Well, I have an answer here to you. To which they had shared response. What do you think is the role of young people these days? What are you doing from your position to help young people? What are you doing from your position to help young people? Are you going to lead them? Are you going to guide them? Are you going to give them the information that they needed? Are you going to be a big brother, a big sister, a role model, a representative? Are you going to see them in trouble and try to help? Are you going to speak to them so they will not get involved in crime or drugs or bad behavior? What are you going to do to help our young people? The group of people that goes from 14 to 29 years of age constitute the largest generation in history. The largest generation in history, because they can start education at 14, they could start a family at 14, they can start taking care of the elderly at 14. They have a long walk of doing things for the generation. They can start learning at 14. They could start understanding what's going on. They can be leaders at 14. So from 14 to 29, that's the largest generation that we have for our society. From 14 to 29 years. Some marry at 20, but they still consider as young people. Some go over 29 and then get married. But some get children, because you not only is you leading them, you may be having a family. So you're bringing out another generation, another generation, another generation is coming out there. Mangade Acosto Gallardo, 18 years of age. Young people not only represent the future of our country, we are the one of society, man's agent of change and progress. That's what he said. Young people, they are not only representing the future of our country, they are one of society main agents of change and progress. They're the main agents of change and progress, because they can turn a screw top faster than you can turn one as you get older. They can study technology more than our brains can study technology at this age, because our eyes will start going dim, our voice will start going down, we can start getting deaf, we can start getting pains in our body, we can start the muscles and all the way. But the generation coming is a generation of changes. We have a great effect on economic development. Two, In the stage of our lives, we build many social relationships. That's our generation. Our social relationship and the development of personality that defines us as a new generation. He's 18. He see that he got to be the next role model. He got to be the next doctor. He got to be the next teacher. He got to be the next um, construction worker. He got to be the next gynecologist or um, pathologist. But at 18, you see you will be the next generation to do things, to take care of the generation that is coming. Because he's 18, but the generation that is coming is just a newborn baby coming into the new world to be guided by those between 14 to 29. So all those new generation, they're the ones who will open up schools, open up business, get more into technology, um, become a doctor, become a nurse, become a teacher. They are the generation of changes because, say, okay, from 30 to 50, 50 to 60, we have people leaving, people dying, people going away, people changing the subject, people get married, and all these type of things. So that is where we have the largest generations down to 29 because you are giving inspiration to those generation that is coming up. And then you got to walk on because the next 14 years to 29 is coming up. Lassini Palmer Tigas, 27 years old. Young people only have one role and is the same they have always had. It does not change because the role is actually changing everything, doing things better than before and injecting them with joy and energy. That is true. One role they have because when they start something, some other youth come and could better it or make a more um, adjustment to technology, make adjustment to medication, make adjustment to surgery. So there's always developing on what was created in the days of Stone Age. And as Stone Age, that's what they call it Stone Age because it was hard work and trying to get things. And everybody come and they better it and they better it and they better this. When I saw they were making washing machine, and I think it's a black woman who made the washing machine. A lot of black people make things, but as they grow, somebody come better it, better it. Now we have little washing machine. We have small washing machine like this size that we can use, and we don't have to get a big whole washing machine. You know, long ago you had a big old other brother that. Now we have very small, tiny washing machine. You can push it under your bed. It looked like a barrel. It looked like um, ice, a ice container, ice, whatever they call it, ice container to put in ice or juice container. You, that is how technology is being done. I know sooner or later we may just got to put in something in the wall and spray it and everything come clean, spray it and everything come dry. Technology. Because when you look and see what is going on, you have air fryer. And I believe by the next 2 years, they will come with something else with the air fryer. We have cake mixer. Give it another chance, somebody else will come with something with cake mixer. Toaster. All these type of things is youths keep on developing and looking for a better way. Right now, I see they have AC, not the big giant AC like before, but they have an AC that you put water inside it and it keeps spinning and you get the fresh air. Hopefully, somebody come up with something else better. You don't have to get a big AC because I got a big AC and I had to get it out. Don't want it. Don't need that big junky thing in your place. You need something that is similar to a fan or something that is just right. But there's where technology and there's where you youths for the future is going to come up with something else better. And every day, youths coming up with more and more things to make a difference. We have good youths and we have some wayward youths, but I always say education is an ongoing process. You may not have the education now, but as years go by, you will able to see a life different. People who were nothing see their life different and they come up to do something else better. So never judge a book by the cover. Open the book and read it. So never judge a child because of their attitude or behavior, but leave them alone and they will come home doing good or bringing their tears behind them. It said, being a journalist, I think my contribution as a champion of young people is to highlight our role as agent of changes. What I could say for myself, being a producer, being um, a producer, also director for production, I can see somebody else coming with a better way of doing things than I can do because you always get knowledge to give, share knowledge. Knowledge is never stopped. Talk about knowledge, give knowledge, direct knowledge because you still have a lot within you. It don't matter that we have the generation of changes. We still have our inspiration that we can give and they can learn from our learn so that they can have generation of changes. Champion of young people is to highlight our role as agent of changes. As young citizen, I join every call, that's the person talking, every call for aut autonomy and emancipation, which are challenges for everyone across the globe. Emancipation. To emancipate is to make changes. To emancipate is to fight for changes. To emancipate is to fight for good leadership, for understanding, because we say emancipation and emancipate our mind according to Bob Marley, the sing the song, to emancipate, because we will be looking from the, we learn from the future, we learn from the old generation. We learn from what went on. We learn from the Stone Age. Even the Stone Age has a message. We learn from every situation. We learn from the emancipation to emancipate. We learn from the fighting to resist and think of something better. You know, so everything has a challenge, and everything that we know has a challenge, and because it has a challenge, we can change things, either for good or for bad. But most of all, we choose the good. As a young citizen, the person said, I join every call for the autonomy and emancipation, which are challenges for everyone across the globe. Mix with young people, teach them. You might be a little bit older and they might be a little bit younger, but your experience and your knowledge could bring them into the light of success, and they can even to do more to you. You know, some people, if they see somebody is doing something better than them, they get vexed. But you can't get vexed. We had this Stone Age when they used to rub brick together or rub wood together to get fire, right? But now you don't have to do that. So you can't vex when things are changing, because it is a change that have to go on. But we never wanted to know that we are having changes in our life. We want to hold on to the old thing, or we want to fight down somebody because they are trying to make a difference. But each day we have to learn to make a difference. Your difference may be not my difference, or my difference may not be your difference, but we are making a difference in life, you know? So we all make a difference. And as we make a difference, we can see the changes that is taking place. Session. And it said here, responsibility. Where am I? For example, hosting a news program or a show aimed at a young audience is a huge responsibility, but it has allowed me to prove that no matter, that is true, it allowed me to prove no matter how young you are, if you want something and are willing to fight for it, you can do it. And that is true. You can do it, because everything in life is about perseverance and attitude. Everything in life is about perseverance and attitude. If we don't persevere, we can't get it. And if we got a nasty attitude, change it. And some of us mouth hot, because I got a little bit of hot, but I tell you where to go in 5 seconds. But not that I'm going to course or anything, but I tell you where to go because you got to change. I don't encourage people in wrongdoing. You must change, you know, to make a difference. So I'm glad that you take time to listen to me and to watch this show and share it on video or on YouTube, because this is very, very important for our young people. And as they grow up, and they go through, they will be better people, better youths, better the generation of tomorrow. We don't want to say a generation of vipers. You're a generation of blessings, generation of love, generation of development, and generation of peace. Don't ever you think that you are a generation of vipers. Don't ever do that. Always think that you are somebody great, somebody loving, somebody understanding, somebody with a great opportunity, somebody bringing somebody else up as they become the generation, the future generation. So thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for loving it. I'll continue my next chapter when we on the next show that we have. So thank you for listening. And from Tots and Teens, I say goodbye. And Tots and Teens, I hope you did enjoy that lesson. And I know that you did. So from Tots and Teens, I say goodbye until next time. With your host, Patricia Trim, also host of Tots and Teens Show, Woman of Power, and Late Night with Patricia Trim.